By now, I'm sure many of you have seen the Venezuela earthquake or heard about it. And I'm going to, I guess, watch a video with you guys, just a clip of it. Again, for those who are watching for the first time, this is a kind of side hustle. YouTube, it's kind of my interest. And as I get to the age where I may be retiring, I think I want to create something that I could kind of take with me wherever I go, and just keep my mind engaged. And then at the same time, I basically watch any interesting videos or live events or news and kind of give my take on it. And I don't know everything. I'm kind of still learning, and it's also for me to get your take. So comment below what you think of or this video clip. Okay. So there's no audio, but it's basically showing the damage of Venezuela. This had a big earthquake, 7.5 um, Richter scale, and look at all the damage. I actually was born in Taiwan. Okay, it's one of the island chain on the western part of the Pacific Rim. Fire. There's like a zone of earthquakes. There's most of those islands, whether it's Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, Indonesia. They basically came from the Earth. Earth is made of like molten core, just molten metal and dirt, and it circulates, right? And it's a lot of heat on the surface. We live on the surface on these plates, and these all that heat is basically under us. And periodically between the plates, there's enough pressure build up, and it has to release that energy, and then you have a earthquake essentially. That could be underwater, depending on where the plates are. It could be underwater or it could be on land, and the worst part about this earthquake is it was in a major urban city. I think there were like three cities, full of high rise. In the US, a lot of places other than New York and LA downtown, everything's kind of spread out. But in these major cities, which I love, I love the major city. They're very convenient. But when an earthquake happened in this area, I mean, just, it's massive, a lot more devastation. And now, why are cities where they are? I think we all know historically, they kind of by where trade can happen. And airplane are pretty new. Railway, they're pretty new. But shipping has been probably the oldest. And so a lot of the major cities are by the water, either immediately on the water or for safety reason. If they had invaders, they're usually like half an hour, maybe an hour drive from the coast. And the other thing is they're usually by rail. Eventually they develop railroads, and so a lot of times they're also by railroads. And also if there's natural resource, gold or oil or farming, then the railroad gets taken to those areas, and then population kind of accrue in those areas. But a lot of major cities are actually coastal. um, and back then earthquake happened, every 100 years, major one, maybe even longer. So people were really thinking, oh, there's going to be earthquake here every couple 100 years, and we shouldn't build a city here. So apparently, there's three major cities right by all these fault lines, and it's sad that there's so much death that happened. Now, I don't know. Do you guys live in an urban area with high rises or in kind of rural area? I used to like major cities. Okay, I love to visit Taiwan. The main city is Taipei. I love visiting Thailand. The major city is Bangkok. Because I think I grew up in a very small town, very very small town. So, and I lived a lot of my life because of various schooling and things. I used to be in kind of more rural area. So to me, people kind of like what they don't have, right? I've been in very cold weathers as well and rural. So I kind of like the hotter, warmer urban cities. But all these earthquake kind of make me think I really don't want to be in a high rise. I know it's like every couple 100 years, but just look at this. I mean, look at the building collapsing, pancaking. I mean, I just can't imagine, right? Can you imagine a car sitting on you, a truck sitting on you? And now imagine concrete building, right? If I go to these major cities, most like I'm gonna make sure whatever apartment, hotel, condo I live in is a very safe building. Uh, I love the high rise view, but I'd probably go with a low rise. Ideally, with an ocean view or with some type of view, convenient. But I don't know, high rise, especially the older ones, or even low rise but old, right? Because a lot of times it's also structural. In Japan, Taiwan, it's very rare to see building collapse because of earthquake. Although they have a lot of earthquake because they have a lot of earthquakes, so their buildings are usually built to withstand that. Now, the other aspect of this is you see how sometimes how lucky we are. I mean, we all have stress in our life, right? And on a day-to-day basis, there's always stress. And when I'm sitting by the beach doing nothing, we're on vacation, man, life is good, right? Because uh, but stress kind of gets to us. And sometimes you kind of let it get to you, and you're kind of sad. You're not appreciative. And especially, I think I'm naturally a more empathetic person. My ex-wife used to be just very rational, the executive CEO, right? They don't make mistakes. They make a lot of good decisions and things, but they do things kind of what's good, for them. An empathetic person, if you're a lot, I think I'm more like my mom. You let other people's feeling affect you, and so it's just harder for you to be truly happy. Even though I think outside of a stressful lifestyle, when we go on vacation, I'm very easygoing. But again, in a stressful life, being empathetic, sometimes you're naturally a little down, and because you sense people's anger. Sometimes you make mistakes as you're based on emotion and feeling. Well, when you look at these disasters, I hate to tell you, it makes you kind of be extra grateful. Um, I just can't even imagine living in a building that collapsed on me. I mean, I know it's probably instant, but it's just very sad. And it's also good to see that there are people from that other part of the world kind of trying to go there to help. Quit taking time out of their job, their life to actually go there and help. Um, but which on every disaster, there's a lot of sadness, but to see no other people who are not affected, how they respond and how they help, um, it really just gives you a sense of gratitude and a better perspective. Um, Again, relate to my last video, right? With wars, fighting for resources, power, freedom, whatever you call it. And then when an earthquake happens, you understand how vulnerable we all are. And so it's just sometimes hard to understand why you have a group of people who go to war, to protect our freedom, our way of life, etc., or to get resources. And yet, when a disaster happens, you understand how vulnerable we are. I mean, we were sitting on Earth, going minding our own business. All of a sudden, the Earth shakes and the building collapses, and the whole city is destroyed. And our life, all these people's life, family, they're all ripped apart. And anyway, I think I'm kind of just talking a little bit about everything. But I don't know. Share your thoughts. I mean, tell me how you feel about seeing, major earthquake happen in Venezuela and all these suffering. Um, does that change how you feel, about your life, even for that brief 1 or 2 or 3 days? And I mean, it sure, certainly affect me. Now, on other videos, I'll start talking about search for happiness, especially when you're empathetic person that you let things get to you. I'm not saying empathetic is oh I'm a great empathetic person. I think empathetic is both sides, right? It's good that you have empathy, but sometimes when you have too much, it's happiness is a little elusive. And I think hopefully through this whole process of creating this YouTube channel, hopefully eventually get to the point where I could give people things like I told you last video. I wanted this video is called Try It because I want to go out around, try different food, have different experiences, but also trying to give people a gift. Like not the level of Mr. Beast, but there are some other channels that you give people things, and I think if our basic needs are met, most of us will want to help other people. It makes us feel better, and hopefully I can get to that. And again, this is a kind of sidetrack from the earthquake, but I think as in America, most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Again, most that I mean, I have money, right? But for most of us, it's paycheck to paycheck. And so finding that happiness is a process, and I hopefully through this whole YouTube channel, I could learn how to get to that, and you guys could be on the journey with me, and hopefully you'll learn more about yourself. Anyway, I'm very grateful for you to watch my video, and I know it's gonna get better and better. Okay, we're gonna make the channel better and better. So make a comment, see how this earthquake has affected you, and again, even for that brief day or two, and share this video with anyone you think should watch it, and also subscribe. Okay, I really need your support, and thank you.